Hello everyone, and the aim of this video is to ensure you achieve full mark analysis and everything you need to know in order to analyse Bayonet Charge by Ted Hughes accurately. The aim of this video is to give you everything you need as quickly as possible in order to achieve those full marks. So here's the poem. There's no need for me to read it with you, there's no need for me to do anything like that because you should already have analysed this poem 3, 4, 5 times. You should already have your own notes. We're now going to add to those notes to ensure that analysis is at full mark level. Basic meaning. Well, the poem obviously concerns a soldier who's taking part in trench warfare. The soldier seems unprepared and wearied by the war itself. And the soldier, when charging, seems to be charging in an animalistic way towards the safety of a hedge, witnessing either an actual hare or another soldier who seems scared like a hare would be. Let's move on. So, context. Ted Hughes' father and uncle both fought in the First World War, so this highlights that Hughes has an emotional connection to the war and the impact it has had on beings. Trench warfare was extremely violent, with millions of people dying in the conflict. There's no way you can avoid that kind of context in your analysis if you require context in your answer. A bayonet was a rifle with a large knife attached to the end of it. So this meant if you had no bullets, then obviously the owner would have to engage in close quarters combat, which meant that you were literally eyeball to eyeball with an enemy soldier, highlighting a more graphic, visceral and quite violent idea of war. Shell shock, or PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, was suffered by many soldiers in the conflict due to the nature of the warfare, and this poem potentially highlights that issue. So, let's analyse form. So, Bayonet Charge. The title itself suggests the action that will take place. Also, the lack of emotion within the title may highlight either the regularity of the event or that the soldier now feels emotionless due to the stress of war. Placing the poem in the middle of the charge, or in media res, ensures that the reader feels the same sense of confusion and disorientation as the soldiers. Let's move on. Please pause this if you require. Structure. The use of enjambment within the poem helps replicate the running of the soldier, obviously, and perhaps the pace of mind at the time. The repetition of the H sound in lines 1 to 2 replicates the sense of heavy breathing due to the hard work of running in the heavy mud. Was he the hand pointing that second? The use of the rhetorical question highlights once again the sense of confusion and uncertainty within the soldier. The end of the poem makes it unclear as to whether the soldier survives or not. We are as confused about the conflict as the soldiers are themselves. Let's move on to language finally. So the patriotic tear that brimmed in his eyes, sweating like molten iron, his sense of duty, the tear is now turned into hot sweat of fear and pain. The molten iron could link to the pain he now feels due to his sense of patriotism. Raw highlights not only the animalistic emotion of the soldiers as they charge towards the enemy, but can also highlight the youthfulness or inexperience of the soldiers, creating a sense of sympathy for them. The hedge, linking to that animalistic imagery once more, the poets which they've employed, the hedge is symbolic of a place of safety. It's also interesting that the soldier isn't running towards the enemy, reflecting a sense of fear during a charge. And again, that cold clockwork of the stars and nations. The soldiers are part of a cold and uncaring machine of war. Cold clockwork highlights a sense of regularity of conflict, which the adjective cold demonstrates the lack of care the soldiers have for their safety. The yellow hair that rolled like a flame, impacts of war on nature. The hare is distressed just like the soldiers, or this is anthropomorphic and the hare is a timid, frightened soldier. The adjective yellow is a colloquialism for scared. This suggests that the soldier is nothing more than prey for the machine guns and creates a sense of defencelessness. The simile like a flame reflects the torturous pain the soldiers feel. Okay, and that's it. Feel free to go back, but well done.